Hello, everybody. Before we start, I'm just going to do a quick audio test, okay? And visual test for all those who are attending right now. If it's possible for you in the question pan to tell me if you see the image and if you hear my voice clearly, okay? Yes, everything is perfect. Thank you very much. All good here. Thanks, Robert. Awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait maybe like a good 10 seconds, 15 seconds. We see more and more people are entering the webinar. Throughout the webinar, please, if you see that there is any issues, raise your hand, okay? Or send me a quick question and we'll be able to, to make sure that we address those problems, okay? Thank you very much. We're going to start very soon. Okay. So hi again, and welcome to 4 Ways to Compete with Large Printing Companies. My name is Mark Arsenault, and I'm in charge of Synolite's Market and Business Development Department for Canada and United States. I've been with Synolite for 5 years now, deeply involved in building our client base, and have participated in over 370 hours of web conferencing. My background is in applied media with a focus on integrated marketing communications. And just to let you know, I absolutely love imagery in print. Is everything okay speed-wise? If you think I also speak too quickly, I tend to do that. Just give me a quick shout out. Is the speed okay? You guys understand me correctly? All good? Awesome. Yep. Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay, let's continue. Before we actually start, though, what I want to do is look at a quick poll, okay? I'm going to ask you there's going to be 3 little polls. So here we go. Okay, the poll is launched. What is your position in your company currently? Okay, so we got most answers here. 61. Awesome. Thank you very much. So many of you are owners. 22% of you are managers and 13% are in marketing. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We often get asked at Synolite how we're able to compete and to strive against several larger printing companies. For any small businesses, this is an overwhelming challenge to overcome. Okay, how can I, or even your dad compete against large corporations with wide recognizability, companies that can offer services at amazing rates and quick turnaround times? In the next 40 minutes, I'll be giving you some tips that can be implemented in your current business to ensure real growth. Before we go any further, we like to show you another interactive component. It won't take long. Here we go. Okay, I'm launching it now. So what is the biggest challenge you are facing right now in your company? I'll give you about 20 seconds to answer that. Sorry, I got some allergies are trying to bother me at the wrong time. All right. So increasing your bottom line, sustaining growth, and 9%, about 10%, maintaining customer satisfaction. We're going to wait a little bit. Okay, it's all done. Thank you very much again. I appreciate your feedback. Oops, let's go back one here. Okay. So we did that. I actually understand exactly how you're feeling. Before we continue, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. I started with print when I was 13 years old in high school. I remember making my first pinhole camera, and now I'm 54. Okay, in college and university, I just continued working with print a lot. I studied communication studies at Concordia University, And during my studies, I traveled across Canada and the USA in 86, 88, and 91. I really loved traveling and shooting a lot. In 96, I went to China, and I lived there 6 years. And I decided to work in printing while in China. I worked at a big club where I used to prepare newsletters and shoot, develop content, get it translated, print using big Heidelbergs in a foreign country, using obviously the Chinese language and English, and it was very challenging. I knew that if I didn't compete, I'd be home on the next flight. So I had to really work hard at many different things. So I know exactly how you're feeling, and you know, I know that it's not easy, okay? But let's look at this together. What is the agenda for today? I'm going to show you how to compete from simple gestures to more complex activities, all meant to increase your bottom line profit. I'd like to start off with the most fundamental aspect of Cinelite success, and that is customer service, okay? So we're going to learn how to reinvigorate your company in the face of large print industry titans and increase your bottom line profit. Customer service. What does that mean, really? If you are able to give customers more attention and insight, it will boost your word of mouth and grant clients a deep understanding of the printing process. I worked here as a CSR as well, and I've developed a lot of projects, and I know that it's really important to have good knowledge of your clientele. What does it mean, though? When you think about it, if you have direct customer contact and you can take action, that becomes a very specific role that you have. Okay, let's look at this. So customer service, what is it really about? It's actually about serving people, providing a client with attention, with the aim of meeting their needs, wants, and demands. It should be genuine, individualized, but most importantly, it should be human. Okay, when we think about needs, wants, and demands, most of us know what that is, right? I'm just going to try to explain what that is a little bit. A need is something that is really inside ourselves. It's like psychological. A want is shaped by culture or your family, and a demand is pretty much shaped by how much money you have in your pocket, so your purchasing power. So a need to drink water to quench my thirst, that's a need. I may want to have, let's say, Jack Daniels because all of my buddies drink Jack Daniels, but I may not have enough money, so I buy beer instead. From a printing perspective, a business card is something that I need. I need to create business, to be with a group of people, right? And for self-esteem as well. Now, a want, because all of my buddies have like really fancy business cards, that could be what I want, but my demand, because I don't have enough money, I may actually get just a UV business card. Okay, so we understand that principle. It's pretty easy. It's very important as well. So for many large companies, customer service is not being met as highly as it should be. Okay, customers are often treated as a liability, whether because it takes too much time, energy, or because clients are not happy with their product. The end result is it creates roadblocks in building good relationships. Yet we understand, right, the customers are a valuable resource for any business to grow. No customers, no business. The feedback they supply is integral to defining any business and is part of your brand. Treating customers with the utmost respect can lead to a profound transformation to your business. It goes without saying that when the customer has a good experience, a bad one, or somewhere in between, they're likely to share it online using social media. And we know where that can lead to, right? It could lead to success or failure. So reputation is everything for any small business to prosper. So taking the time to make sure everything that can be done is done and that the client is satisfied. So what is it exactly? So our bottom line is that customers are really, really important. Let's look at this slide here. Sorry about that. Really quickly, we have a 2011 report from Oracle. Okay, providing direct customer service and action, engaging with and developing the customer experience. 73% of customers commit to a brand because of strong customer service. That is phenomenal. That's 3/4, okay? So if you provide good customer service, you're keeping those clients. 89% change to a competitor after poor customer service experience. I wouldn't want to be there, right there. 50% allow a company 1 week to respond. Otherwise, they go elsewhere. And 86% are even willing to pay more money to get better customer service. So if you look at the 73 and 86%, that's where you want to be, right there. Okay? So it's making a comeback, right? It's really important that all of us treat our customers or clients with the right amount of attention. Okay? Engaging with and developing the customer's experience at every step of the buyer's journey is imperative to building customer loyalty. We all know what the buyer's journey is, right? We use a model called sometimes AIDA, A-I-D-A. So it means awareness, interest, desire, and action. We want to be able to get their attention, to make sure they're aware that we exist, and move them towards some kind of action. All right? And I think from a customer relationship point of view, we can do that. Now, not knowing your customers' personas, let's say, or even worse, neglecting them, can be a huge mistake and a risk, not only in the loss of potential long-term professional relationship, but the growth that can be take place through good experience and good word of mouth. All right? Is everything okay? I'm not going too fast? I'm going to ask that question and look at the questions pan. We're all good so far? The audio is good? Sounds good to me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, let's continue. So it is coming, it is making a big comeback, customer service. Let's look at this here. In this industry that we're in now, being able to speak about the print process is so important. I don't know if you had the opportunity to speak to people who are really passionate about print, but I have, and you know, I have prints and posters in my apartment and at home, and I like talking about printing. It's really fun. So there are several ways to optimize customer experience. Here are just a few. Okay, we're going to look at the next slide. Personalized service. When you're speaking to somebody, obviously you want to be able to use their first name, right? Be personable, friendly, get a sense of their personality, and even see what they like and dislike, right? Their purchase preferences. And I really do recommend that you go online and start researching what is a buyer persona. It's really important. It's all about psychographics, okay? Really getting a feel for who your customers are. Let's continue. Always respond. Yep, an angry customer is an opportunity, right? They haven't been treated properly or taken care of. If you're able to deal with them properly, regardless of their concern, that is really important. Complaints can be seen as a gift. So do not make any commitments as well, but at least try to control the situation. Ensure you are honest, be positive and straightforward in all your interactions with your customers. I like to respond, and quickly. Recently, I bought myself an iWatch, and I've been using it for about a year now with the US market to see how I can serve my clients better. So let's look at this. Most businesses are connected or wired. Using technology is a great way of increasing efficiency and making sure things are running smoothly. We all have smartphones. There are lots of really cool apps out there. I get the iWatch. I can know exactly when I get emails, when there's a complaint, when things go wrong, and I respond as quickly as I can. Computers as well can maintain customer records and help you foster personalization. Excuse me. All right, let's continue. Involve people, get interactive. What does that mean? Well, it's important to empower your staff, your employees, and make them feel like they contribute to the customer satisfaction. if you have time and resources, going behind the scenes and implementing some appropriate procedures for how to reach employees, how to teach employees that can directly or indirectly assist with customers can also help as well. All right. So a side component to customer service is response time. Being able to respond quickly is really, really important in a timely manner. Okay, and it makes you look like you're an outstanding company. Okay, that you care about your business and that you care about making money. Whether dealing with a long-time customer or dealing with brand new ones, replying promptly shows not only the importance of urgency, but also a sense of liveliness as well. Okay, if you don't reply on time, you and I know clients will take their business elsewhere. Okay, to a more resourceful competitor. Okay, that's for customer service. Now, what we're going to talk about is outsourcing. Okay, what does it mean to outsource? Everybody talks about it. What does it mean? It just simply means that you're moving your production outside of your primary base of operations, and you're hiring smaller external workforces and with specialized tasks. Okay, so outsourcing can open up a lot of doors for collaboration and higher quality results. What are the main benefits now? Let's look at this. Outsourcing mainly benefits small, medium-sized enterprises, right? Even large companies outsource, all right? So to make use of additional processes that they can afford to implement in-house or on a full-time permanent basis. If you can offer better quality and quantity of products, why not outsource? Never forget, though, to align your costs, your processes, and your demands to your suppliers. Really important. As outsourcing changes the manufacturing workflow by enabling central resources, devices, and technology can be redirected to your company's output. So a great example of this is a large format company, let's say. They do large format, they want to print other items as well, but they're not very familiar with it. They want to print pocket folders when it's quiet or books. They'll need to learn how to prepare those files. So it's going to change the way they do things, all right? So offer better quality and quantity of products. So let's see here. There are several reasons. Yeah, there are several reasons why the decisions to integrate outsourcing activities via print production specialists should be undertaken, as most business owners can care deeply about the state of their bottom line. Really, what they want to do is keep their costs down, okay, and generate much higher return on their investments. So by making sure that their overheads are much lower. Okay, let's continue. If you're a startup company as well, and just beginning in the world of print, outsourcing provides the benefit of keeping your expenses low. At the same time, investors or banks will think of you as being more attractive and lucrative. And since you have more room to invest in the ways to create revenue. Okay, there we go. Changes the managing workflow. Okay, and keeping your expenses at a reasonable level. Sorry about that. Right, next, we're going to look at risk reduction. So these are the 4 or 5 basic benefits to outsourcing. Outsourcing, again, mainly benefits small businesses in risk reduction. Outsourcing gives you the freedom to shift your focus towards your home base of operations without having to invest money into staff and labor resources. Attention. Most small businesses, right, they agree that the energy and focus they have on small stuff is a waste of time. I know that administrative duties sometimes is a good example of this. You don't have time to stock the shelves and do paperwork and all that. So optimizing customer service is more important, and it actually generates more revenue. Okay, so give more attention to outsourcing. Increased performance. Hiring specialists such as an HR generalist or specialist or an accountant, right, and having them handle this type of work with more care, dedication, and efficiency can also lessen the chances of making errors. And you also get greater dollar for your value. There we go. Greater dollar for your value. What does that mean? Right? Obviously, we're talking about making every penny that you put in work for you. Okay? So reducing your operational costs, your prices can be maintained at a low point in comparison to your competitors. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this slide. It's a comparison between 500 business cards ordered two-sided, standard 14-point paper stock, ordered at Cinelite, and then one that is ordered from another company or outsourced. Okay, so Cinelite's business card, because we're a big company, right? We can produce this at a very low cost, $14.96. Whereas, let's say if you had to do this in-house, if you had to do this in-house yourself, you'd have to pay for machinery, maintenance, rent, utilities. You'd have wages for your employees. You'd have production, which is paper waste, paper clicks or printing clicks, charges, and so forth. So yeah, so doing it in-house would cost about $55.22, whereas doing it or outsourcing it to Cinelite, there we go, I'm getting it right, would cost $14.96. So what you're doing is you're saving 73% by outsourcing. I think you and I agree that outsourcing is economical and the way to go. But before you outsource, we recommend that you complete a complete cost-benefit analysis to evaluate the short and long-term effects of your business. All right. Our next point that we're going to talk about is adding additional products. Okay, we're going to do another poll here. This is our last poll. Okay. So what outsourcing benefit do you consider to be more important? I'm going to launch this webinar. Reorganizing your print production, quality and quantity of products, improved manufacturing, workflow, and lowered expenses. Let's look at this. Lowered expenses, quantity and quality. This is great. So cool to see the results. So most of you are saying lower expenses and then quality and quantity of products. That's what I thought. And then we have, yeah, improved manufacturing workflow. Awesome. I really thank you guys for answering those questions. It's very nice to see. Okay, let's close this for a second. Let's continue. We're all good speed-wise. I'm not talking too fast. There's no glitches. Everything is good. Slide does not match. Yeah, I'm sorry, Chris. Yep, made a mistake there. Sorry, buddy. Try to do better here. Okay. So increased product selection. The goal of most businesses, as we all know, is to grow. One of the most effective ways to do this is by creating a thorough and expansive inventory of our products. By offering more unique custom products, it's possible to keep current clients, reach out to new ones, increase revenues, and build loyalty. Let's look at this. It's important to have a plan B as well, right? Really important. So let's look at this. So increase your product selection. It increases revenues during slow period of times during the year, and it generates a higher rate of customer loyalty. What's really important here, if you are, let's say, in marketing or you're a print shop, is to know the nature of your business, to really understand what you're doing, okay? To develop or to assess your level of aptitude or expertise, depending as well, and to study your geographic area, okay? So if you look at a level of expertise, let's say your nature of your business is a large format, you print a lot of election signs, let's say. You get like hundreds and hundreds of election signs. Everybody knows you as the guy who prints election signs, okay? Now, you may not be doing direct marketing, right? Postcards, going out to these political groups. But if you learn how to do this and offer it as a product as well, nothing stops you from doing that. So learning about it, doing it in that specific geographic location. There's a lot of things that you can do as well. You can go to trade shows, webinars. You can link up with print associations. LinkedIn has a whole bunch of really cool print associations as well. So understanding all of this is really important to make your business grow. In terms of deciding what additional products to offer, consider the buying habits of your consumers, their preferences, and any feedback they may have left you in the past. Okay, to help put together your strategy and how you plan to execute it. Do some industry research as well. As you all know, some data is really important. You can do demographic research, geographic research, look at psychographics and behavioristics, and even, study a little bit how you can use Google, so all those clicks, all right? The people go onto your website, get the good Google Analytics going for you. As you know, 80% of your business comes from 20% of your clients. And don't forget to test the waters, really important. So consider the buying habits of your customers and foresight into industry we talked about, and test the waters. Consider a small rollout of new and unique products, possibly targeting specific groups or segments, and see what it works or what it does, to find out if that works and what it does if it doesn't, and adjust your offerings as well. All right. So next topic we're going to look at is in-house graphic design. So we at Cinelight have a graphic design department. We have about 5 or 6 designers working with us. They help us out a lot, make our site looks good. They actually have a big say in our branding when we send out postcards, when we put ads in magazines, and even when we go to trade shows. Okay, so having a graphic design department, what it does, it adds a whole new dimension to our business. This department as well can extend to other offerings such as video production, right? UX, which is user experience optimization, global communications, social media, and even creative services. Okay, let's look at this little poll that occurred a while back. Provide in-house graphic design. Okay, let's look at this. This is a poll that was given in 2014 by What They Think. Graphic design and graphic design production were the top 2 creative services provided amongst 209 U.S. commercial printers. The difference between these 2 groups is fairly significant, as the former involves the use of idea and concept development. Of the respondents, only 62% had produced these services in-house, with the rest being subcontracted to an independent designer. I know that it costs a lot of money if you're going to subcontract this. Often there's time issues, there's a lot of people that need to sign off on proofs and all that. So I do recommend that you look into having this done in-house. An in-house graphic design team can help you save a lot of money, right? And instead of giving it to an agency, then you can do it inside as well. And what it does is it gives you the option of building your brand across a multitude of visual platforms, which I think is fantastic. Now, having a great site, right, or an elegant branded business card or pamphlets or other literature is cool. These graphic designers can turn all this into one huge conversion machine. Okay, so this is pretty much it. What I'm going to do, okay, what it does here again, provide in-house, provides value for clients, provides consistent branding. Okay, sorry about that. And our conclusion. It's simple enough. So what did we talk about today? We talked about how customer service is really important. Having that shared space with your client is really important. We've looked at outsourcing. We know that we can bring our overhead down, increase productivity, offer more products, right? And we talked about product selection, and we also discussed in-house graphics design. Before we leave you guys, I'm going to make sure that we can have a little bit of time for Q&A. So if you have any questions, I don't mind answering those questions here online. We can always give out a shout out to everybody here. What is a good average markup price on print products? Wow. You see, it all depends, James, on your market, your geography, and if you have lots of competition. Obviously, if you're in a good size city and nobody's printing, you can price what you want. If a customer, let's say, also needs a job that is really rush, you can increase that price as well. Okay? So I can't really say what the standard is, but all I can say is that you have to do your market research. It's really important. Check your competition out. Okay? Depending on your product, what is your cost on average as well? Okay? So what is the best way to price for printing and be comparable to Vistaprint and other online printing places? Guys will not only go to you for pricing, they will definitely go for you if they like the way you work, if you provided them with customer service, if you gave them good quality. I'll be honest with you, Vistaprint, I don't want to say, but I hear a lot of things. Sometimes they don't always provide the best quality. Okay, so we're getting lots of questions. One moment, please. I have somebody here as well, a guest who's going to help me with these questions. I can't read that because it's too small. I need glasses. Let's look at this. So Chris, depending on the size of the project, anywhere from 50 to 100%. Yeah, I would say, Chris, you're pretty much in the ballpark figure. Yes, thank you, Chris, for answering. I didn't want to give him a specific number because I know that it really depends on a whole bunch of things. So I'm the in-house graphic designer for our business, okay, AKA. But sometimes I'm swamped. Any recommendations besides using Upwork of an online graphic designer? There's a lot of graphic designers out there. There's freelancers. Some students also have graduated. Mark, I do recommend that you create a little website. Indeed, you can search for employees on the Indeed human resource website, and I'm sure you're going to be able to find people. Okay, everyone mentions Vistaprint and asks if my pricing is comparable. You need to really educate your clients, I would say, Zach, because yes, people compare Vistaprint, but I think you can tell them, your clients especially, that they don't always have the best paper and the best printing. So I do recommend it. It takes a little bit of time, but if you're patient, if you're friendly, if you give that personalized service, and if you offer good results, then they'll really appreciate that. We mark up by 60%. Tammy, that's good to know. So over here, pricing, cards, anyone using, oh my God, Vista. Graphic designers are a dime a dozen, and most networking events in local communities. Yes, thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. I'll be honest with you though, finding a good graphic designer, somebody you can trust, work well with, who's creative, who has some kind of flair, who's not just a robot, it's not that easy to find, okay? But that's my opinion. I've worked with a lot of people. Thanks, gotta go, been helpful. Thank you, Richie. Robert, sorry. Again, I really appreciate you guys being here today. If you have any questions, what I'm going to do is I'll give you my email address, okay? Here's my email address, my phone number. If you have any questions, give me a call. My extension's 237. I don't mind answering the phone. I'll call you. We'll talk about print, okay? Thanks again a bunch, and happy Halloween. All the best, you guys. Have a good one.